this
look,
is where
y'all
we got to
only act
stop it.
like this because I'm
We
the
got to
youngest. Let's
stop it.
keep it real. How many
It's the
times
greatest
have I had to
basketball
tell
player
you
ever to lace
and we
him up
balling on another
to this
level?
day.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, we are back with another one. I don't even know why I'm this hype right now. We took the craziest L. All right, but you know what? We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to discuss today.
Yes,
So,
sir.
without further ado, let me introduce myself. I am Busybody, 1/3 of Balling on Another Level. I'm here with my two special co-hosts. First of all, let me introduce my man, P Way.
We here, we here. Like I always tell y'all, there's no need for an introduction. Let's get
Yeah.
it.
And the biggest troll in the nation, everybody. This is 2/3. No, this is the final three. My
Uh-huh.
man TP Way the Giant. Talk to him.
I don't know if y'all feel the tension. I don't know if y'all feel that. I guess I'm the only one who feels it. But we're gonna just, we're gonna get on it all. We're gonna express it all this episode. This is gonna be a good one for sure. It's your guy who is never lying, sometimes defiant. TP Way the Giant. I'm so excited for this one. Let's go. Let's get to it.
Yeah.
Let's
Let's
get
get
to it.
right into it. Let's hear these terrible stats.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get a stat breakdown real quick. We had Oregon State Beavers beat the Colorado Buffs 26-19. Oregon State's quarterback DJ Ugalele. He went 12 for 24, 223 yards and one touchdown. And Damian Martinez, the Oregon State's running back, he had 21 carries for 115 yards. And then for the Buff side, we had Shador Sanders, who went 24 for 39, 245 yards and two touchdowns. And last but not least, number 12, Travis Hunter, 8 receptions, 98 yards, and one touchdown.
Ooh, he was 2 yards away, huh?
2
Okay,
yep.
well, he stepped it up. He stepped it up. TP Way,
Talk to me. Talk to me.
what stood out to you when he read them stats? Anything that stood out?
Yeah. We should not label Shador Sanders
Oh,
a Heisman anymore.
mm,
That's just blasphemy at this point.
Mm,
And we're doing a disservice to the game of football when we throw these accolades at people who are not deserving of it. He is not a Heisman just yet. He hasn't shown us that he's a Heisman just yet. And I'm gonna I'm gonna wait to really talk about my true feelings, but
right.
eh, that's one thing. Secondly, I I'm going to double back on Travis Hunter being a better cornerback than he is a wide receiver. And I'm not going to elaborate, but those are the 2 points that reading those stats that I picked up on.
Big. Those two things that you pointed out, we definitely gonna have to discuss further in the conversation.
no
P
doubt.
Way, anything that stood out to you when you read those stats?
Um, the biggest thing for me was the running game from Oregon State. I think a lot of the teams kind of got away from it, and I think they made it a very, very strict point for them that they're going
Yeah,
to run that ball.
priority. Yeah.
Yeah, they made it a priority, and they definitely exposed. We always know about Colorado's D line and linebackers. So that's what I see in the stats. And I think Travis stepped up on the offensive end. He did a great job defensively too. They didn't try him as much. They definitely stayed away from him, but he stepped up for his team. But the score was 26-19.
Right.
The score was 26-19. And once again, this shows that the Buffs are closer than we think to competing at a big level.
For sure. Nah. I got that same point. We're gonna talk about that a little later. One thing that definitely stood out to me was Shador's passing yards. He finished with what 245. That means this man threw for 200 yards in the second half. So
Right.
that really stood out to me. But like I said, as a matter of fact, let's get into it. All right. What did we see yesterday? What did we see during the game from Colorado's offense?
I'll start. So, Pat Shermer. Is he don't he have Giants ties?
A little bit.
He got some
Not
ties. Yeah, I
really.
can tell.
Not
I
really.
can tell.
A little bit.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Because the offensive game plan, I didn't see much of difference. It was horrible, man. I didn't see them use Dylan Edwards the right way. And then also, from a coaching standpoint, if Shador's hurt, he's hurt. With the production that he was given, using his arm, if you can't throw the passes, and you definitely can't run because something's going on with your leg, I don't know exactly what's going on, but you're not producing, man. At that point, I would have been pulled. I feel like he should have been pulled because, shoot, they were a touchdown in the first half away from winning that game. And it was a whole different game. So that's what I saw the offense. And then once again, the O-line, which we've been saying for probably, 4 episodes now, the offensive line was horrible.
All of them.
Yeah, all of them. Every last one. So that's me on the O.
Please.
I
I feel like a dog that's in a cage right now that just needs to be let out. Please open the gate door and let me do my thing. Because that was just crazy. The fact that you just took the time to just deflect from the real issues. First of all, we're not going to name any coaches before naming the coach, Coach Deion Sanders. We're not going to put it on Pat Shermer, all these other people without labeling Coach Sanders. No, he's a big issue also. He is a big issue also. And we're not going to be able to say that when they win, we want to credit him. But then when they're underperforming and they're not doing what they're supposed to do, that we leave them out. No, he's a big problem. And he needs to stop babying his son. That's what I see. That's what I see. Enough of those sideline walks. That cuteness stuff. That's over with. All right. We know that's your son already. You proved that point. But it's a point in time where we need to see tough love out there now. We need to see you barking on him like you do everybody else. We need you to see you to get on him. All right. Because his performance was poor.
He's hurt.
He didn't. I don't want to, and we're not going to use that excuse. The truth of the matter is, you were out there on the field.
Coaching wise,
the team needed you to win the game, and you did not do that.
Let him out. Let him talk.
Nah,
talk. Let him loose.
Because I'm not gonna let you do that. I knew this was coming. I just didn't know who was gonna be the one, but I knew this was coming. So what's gonna happen is this, right? We're not gonna let Coach Sanders get off the hook. We're not going to let Shador get off the hook. And again, was the offensive line pretty? Did they play an immaculate game? No, absolutely not. But there was faults of Shador also. And it wasn't just all the offensive line. And he left plays out there on the field, and we just can't let that rock. We can't. And we're going to have to start calling it out.
I did see when Shador was holding the ball a little bit too long, I saw Coach Prime get on him, just like he'll get on everybody else. I visually saw that. And that walk-in and all that stuff, he's been doing that for years. So I'm not going to penalize that. I don't care about the walk-in down the sidelines before the game. He's done that since the boy was in youth league.
Which is fine. That's fine. But you got to know when it's not time for that. And when you got to become a coach and you got to try a different method. Like, when your team is down, I shouldn't see you pulling your son and having just a single talk with him down the sideline. What does that say to the rest of the team, for one? And for two, no, he deserves the same type of treatment, if not more, than everybody else. You need to tell him. You need to get at him. Because one thing I realized when they went into halftime and they had the interview before they went into the locker room, Coach Sanders was looking to blame everybody, and he hesitated before he even said his son's name. And he should have been the first one he should have called out. He went around and called every position and almost didn't even say the quarterback's name until he probably realized that it was going to be a bad look if he didn't say so. So I'm just tired of the putting the pillows under it, man. He needs to give him that tough love, and he needs to be real with the situation.
Yo, JK ready.
Oh, he's ready.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
he's
came to
ready
court
today.
ready.
This is his
yeah,
episode
yeah.
today.
Oh yeah,
He came ready.
Oh yeah.
But I actually want to dive in a little deeper when it comes to Coach Prime. All right, I want to dive in a little deeper because we did last episode. TP Way brought up, what has Coach Prime won? What has he done yet? When it comes to recruiting, yes, he's done a lot. We've all agreed when it came to that. But when it comes to winning when it really counts, when it comes to in-game adjustments, you know, when it comes to things like that, you very rarely see any changes.
Right.
Very rarely. Or at least from my eyes. I don't know about you guys, but from my eyes, I actually agree with TP Way when it comes to that. This game, what did we see? Did we see any in-game adjustments? Did you guys see any?
I don't want to say that I didn't see any, but what I do want to say is I didn't see anything that was beneficial. I didn't see anything that was going to help them pull out a victory. I didn't see anything that said that is the coach of the year on the sideline. I didn't see that. No, I seen what they were trying to do, but no, I think overall what we've consistently seen from Coach Sanders and the coaching staff is poorly executed game management, time management plays, and poorly coached games. We have seen that.
Correct. And that's what I wanted to speak about just now. That's what I saw in last night's game. I saw errors from the coaching staff, but definitely from the head coach, period, that should have never went down. It's almost like Coach Prime is playing Madden. Like he's not really playing in a real college football game. One, like let's say the first biggest mistake was going into halftime. Less than a minute left. They're on what, the 6-yard line? Right? And they passed on first down? Right? Did they pass on second down too?
I believe so, and they stopped the clock. Yep.
All right. Now, that was a mediocre mistake by far. If you're a college head coach, if you're Coach Prime, supposed to be, coach of the year, a mistake like that should never happen. And during the halftime interview, he put it on him. But hesitantly. It was almost like, I wanted to do this, but we ended up doing this, and I'll take full responsibility. But that's like a little, okay, it wasn't really my fault. They wanted to do that, but because I'm the head coach, I'll take that fault. Now, regardless, if you're the head coach,
steam off of it.
All right, Another mediocre mistake that I've seen. Why don't you onside kick the ball?
Yeah, that was a big one. I'm not gonna lie to you. That made 0 sense.
Zero.
That made 0 sense. I'm not gonna lie. That one hurt me. Keep going. I don't know if you want to go ahead and break that down.
No. Because I'm just saying. Then he had the nerve to argue with the ref about a timeout.
That made the note that didn't matter.
once they got the first down, the game is over, bro.
Game is over.
So
for the viewers who may not understand the situation, so there was about a minute and I want to say maybe 35 or a minute 40 seconds. It don't even matter because in the collegiate level, there's 40 seconds per play.
Right.
So basically no matter what, once Oregon State's get on the offense, all they got to do is hike the ball 3 times. The game is over. We'll get 1 first down. So knowing that, when you're kicking it off to them, you might as well go for the onside kick because nothing is going to change that once they get the ball, all they have to do is get 1 first down and game is over. Colorado had 3 timeouts at that time. 2?
Yeah, yep.
They had 3 timeouts, so they could have stopped the clock if they stopped them. But no matter what, that wouldn't have changed the situation. So you got to give it all. You got to go for the onside kick. And then if they do get it, then you try to stop them and get some time back and hope for a miracle. But he completely removed that from play. So
and just look at the history of the game. And I'm not talking about like the actual history. I'm talking about that game. And from the first 3 quarters. I don't think the defense had a 3 and out that whole game. Right?
Facts.
They forced turnovers. They forced turnovers. But I don't think they had a 3 and out the whole game, right?
Right.
So why would you think at the end of the game that they just gonna miraculously get a 3 and out?
So you have to give your team a chance, all the chances, and go for the onside kick.
You may as well miraculously, expect them to do something if they get the onside kick. Now you can start. All right, hopefully we get a 3 and out. At least they'll still be in the middle of the field and out of field goal range. All right, like let's think that way. But these are mediocre mistakes.
They are.
That's somebody like Prime that we all looked up to and like we thought he's up here. TP Way, you secretly called him a top coach last game, and he's frozen right there.
That just showed you the powers that be are at work.
TP Way is frozen. So that's all I'm saying. That's what really stood out to me when it came to the coach. And I definitely wanted to dive into Deion because as much as we love him and as much as we respect him, I've been a little hesitant to critique him more so on the negative side. But now he's starting to get exposed. And I'm coming for Shador later on in this episode. So with all that being said, all right, about Coach Prime, I already gave him my little rant. Let's talk about the defense exactly, like specifically. Anything that stood out from the defense?
Yeah, Pete, something I noticed that you said earlier was about the performance of the defensive line, and I don't think that the defensive line played so bad. I think they got after it. I think they had one of their better performances. They didn't make it easy on, I don't want to mess up his name, Ukulele,
yeah.
On DJ.
Ukulele, ukulele is the instrument. Don't do that.
That's what the name sound like for real. But yeah, we say DJ. Just say DJ.
But I mean, ultimately, they look like how they have consistently looked all year. Secondary just look like they struggle, and I'm not
doing that. I'm not doing that. There's one person in the secondary who's holding everything down. There's 2 people.
Oh, okay. Well,
on the tackling game and the run game, 21. Shiloh, he had a forced fumble again. And
but even with that with that, and y'all know I'm a Shiloh guy. Shiloh has to become more sound with his game, man. And when I say that, he's out there, he's missing some tackles, man. He's missing some tackles, and as much as I love to come and see him hit, he has to wrap up. And especially if we even having a conversation of him going to the league, it's not going to work like that. It is not. So he has to do a better job, man, at wrapping up. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't go in and, put some pressure on dudes, but he has to become more fundamentally sound when it comes to his game. So I can't really give him the. Go ahead.
He got stuck too. He got stuck on the sideline by number 6.
He did one time. I saw
that. Yeah. Martinez didn't come to play around, man.
Well, That was him flying at a certain angle. He missed him with the shoulder and just like hit him with his head.
Yeah, yeah.
I almost thought he almost got hurt. Thought he felt a little buzz.
It's dangerous to like TP
Right.
said. He got to learn how to fundamentally tackle.
Yeah.
Right.
But continue,
Travis definitely locked down his side. That was my point about the secondary.
For sure.
Travis, when he was manned up, he definitely locked down his side.
Yeah, and it's just not enough, unfortunately, for Colorado. Mm-hmm. As far as Travis is concerned, I like him at the corner position.
Mm-hmm.
But I just secondary wise, I just don't see it, man. Them dudes was getting ate up all game, all year, and they struggle.
But that's what I'm imagining. When we see Cooper next year get replaced, and we see Trevor Woods get replaced by these transfers that come in. I know there's a couple transfers out there.
Oh,
from these big schools, and imagine them when they aside, and we have Travis out there in this corner that transfers and comes in, and I see the path.
Let me say this: Cormani, pack your stuff up and go. Pack your stuff up and go next year. I'm sorry.
I got a good feeling he's out. I got a good feeling.
Man, this may not be the fit for him. Mm-hmm. This just may not be the fit for him, because if he can't get a chance to do his thing in games like this and parts of the season like this, then I don't know, man. I don't think this is going to be the place for you. If I was Cormani and I was his parents and his staff or his team, I would really lay that out on the table and say, no, man, go shine somewhere else and where you could really be the player that you strive to be. Because I don't think it's in Colorado for him.
I feel like it's deeper than that, though. If Cormani was really on his game, Coach Prime has no problem in putting the guys who do what they supposed to do in practice and all of that in the game. He has no problem with that. And he knew that Cormani was a top prospect. He wanted to put Cormani on the field. If Cormani's not on the field, I got a good feeling it's for a great reason. All right. Even before we even seen Cormani on the field, I could tell, like, oh, he likes to gamble a lot, even with the well-off media posts that they'll put out there and the footage that they'll put out there, you'll see him get beat a lot, beat off the line, just off the line in general. So I mean, it could definitely be deeper. It could definitely be something underlying, and that's why he hasn't gotten on the field until late in the third quarter or the fourth quarter. I will say, when it comes to Cormani, he got beat on a crossing route, and then the one where Shiloh actually had a tip pass towards the end. Cormani was actually there. He would have had the pick if Shiloh didn't tip the pass. So I'll give him that. I'll give him that for sure. But I will agree with you, TP Way. Since the second or third game in the season, I was like, it's not looking good for Cormani to be staying in Colorado. As much as I would love for him to stay and for it to work for him, and if he keeps it in his head that, even though you was a 4-star or 5-star, not all of them always start in their first year. If you go to Alabama, Cormani would have never saw the field. I'm going to be honest with you, at Alabama. So I hope that he kind of keeps that in his head. Like, listen, it might have just not have been my time, and my time will come, whether it's next year or the year after that. I just wish he would have been able to redshirt. But because Colorado, you could see their cornerbacks are shaky, to say the least. Yeah, to say the least. They need Cormani. They needed him, out there to be available to play. So I'll give him that. Shiloh doesn't know how to tackle. Dominic was the MVP of the defense yesterday, I would say. He showed out. He was all over the field.
He's been
Uh,
consistent, man,
He
all
been
year.
stepping up.
yeah.
Mhm.
Run and pass rush. He was doing this thing. So I gotta big him up. I didn't really see anybody else or anything else stand out really.
Nah, I
Everybody's
thought the
reactive.
I thought the defense adjusted well though, because they started like blitzing and stopping the run game a little bit. The defense definitely kept them in the game
A little
But
for
bit.
the most
this
part. A
this
little
also
bit.
this also just goes to my point that when Coach Sanders says that he's only 8 players away, the defense alone, I just don't see that. I just don't see that. I think he's more than 8 players away.
Yeah. Oh no. He's 8 players. He's 8 players. Cause listen,
Mm-hmm.
Dominic,
Mm-hmm.
even though Shiloh's leaving, and Travis. So 11 minus 3 is what?
I'm saying we
He's
got to
8
include the
players away.
offense. I'm
He's
saying
8
we got to
players.
include the offense.
Oh, I'm thinking you talking about just 8 players on defense. He's not 8
No, I'm
players for the
saying-
whole team.
Well, no. I'm saying defensively, you need about a good 6 at least, and that's not even including the offense. So
That's what I'm saying. 8. That's why I said 8.
No, I'm saying all together.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. He needs way more than 8 altogether for the whole
That's
team.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm
Way
saying.
more than
Maybe
8.
I need to
Way
go.
more.
You need like
Coach
25.
Sanders said we about 8 players away, and I'm looking at offense and defense. You need more than 8.
The whole O-line got to go, so we know that. That's
The
5 right there.
entire O-line.
The entire O-line.
Come on.
Oh my
So-
God. And I used to think the left tackle, the tall white guy.
6'8", 6'9".
Yeah.
Right.
I used to think he was the only one that was like semi-consistent on the line. But the way he was getting beat off that line yesterday, it was like, bruh, you and the sad part is same thing with Shador. You can't take these guys out because there's nobody behind them.
Nobody.
There's nobody that you could trust to put in behind them. If you can't trust your starter, what you think the backup is? Really?
He's out there for a reason, right?
He's terrible. And my whole mood yesterday was shot. I had wifey in the bed watching with me, and she was trying to talk to me, and she could tell my face was real, mean. And I'm like, she's like, "Are you okay?" She thought I was mad at her. Nah, baby, it's your dog. It's your dog that's killing me right now. All right, can we talk about Shador's performance real quick, because I feel like he needs a rant too.
All right. Y'all want to go ahead?
Yeah, let me go before you
y'all
go,
wanna go
because
ahead?
I know once you go, you have a lot. You're probably going to combat everything I say anyway.
Hey, it depends on how you coming.
All right, so let's look at his performance, right? He's hurt. So I'm going to start there.
See, I almost cut you off right there.
Almost
cut
cut there.
you off right
He's
there.
hurt.
No.
He's hurt. He's hurt.
So there's a reason why I'm going to start there. They analyzed him. They looked at what was going on. They know the situation. They know how dire his pain level is, whatever's going on, his injury. And they put him out there, right? Once he got out there, it was very clear that he was not able to move out the pocket. And with this O-line, they know that you're gonna have to move out the pocket some. So I don't get why he was even out there. Arm-wise, in the first half, he was horrible. He missed a lot of passes. It's my first time seeing him like this, but I don't think it's as clear as him just missing shots. I feel like a lot of the times there was pressure and he wasn't able to set his back foot in order to get a good throw off.
Right.
I don't think it was much as he's just missing people wide open. In the second half, I think he started getting a little more comfortable. Yeah, Jimmy Horn dropping passes and receivers dropping passes. So I think in the second half he got more comfortable. Definitely did better. But I just didn't see how a quarterback in that condition was really going to win a game. To me, he seemed like he shouldn't have been out there.
Let me out the cage.
He shouldn't have been out there.
Let me out the cage.
Get him.
A wise man once told me, you play hurt, you don't play injured. If you're a real football player, you play hurt. Everybody's hurt. It's football. You at the late game of the season right now. Your body is dealing with aches, especially if you are fighting to be great. Mm-hmm. You're going to be hurt. It's football.
Injured. He looked injured.
No, now don't switch it up now. You play hurt. When you injured, it's different. It ain't nothing you could do about it. Mm-hmm. When you injured, you're human. Your body needs to be at a certain capacity and level before it's a function for you to be able to perform. That's a whole different story. But it's heart checking time. Can you play hurt? See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all want to talk about Heisman's and what that means as far as being skill wise, but y'all got to understand what comes behind that. Do you have the heart to play hurt? Do you have the heart to perform hurt? When your team needs you, can you rise above it all and perform the way you need to perform? Tim Tebow may have been the worst great quarterback we have ever seen. You think he ain't play hurt?
Yeah, Tim Tebow played hurt.
Do you think Joe Burrow didn't play hurt?
But I think he's injured.
Do we think Lamar Jackson didn't play hurt? He played hurt. So I don't listen to the. I knew they was gonna try to run that excuse when I seen his performance. I knew that was the first thing they was gonna run to, and I was willing to just stand right in front of that and not allow anybody to use that excuse. Mm-hmm. No, if you're that guy, wear the bling. If you're that guy to the guy the highest paid NIL deals, if you're that guy to be Coach Prime's son and to do all of this extra crap, you play hurt. You play hurt. And you show why you have an L or a D or whatever it is on your shoulder. So I'm not letting that excuse ride. He shows plenty of signs of just being soft. I'm going to just go ahead and let you know. Soft. This dude, and it's not even all just physicality wise. I'm talking mentally. He does things that soft dudes just do. And I don't like it. I just don't. You get hurt, your offensive linemen come to you, help you pick your face off the ground.
And you brush them away. I saw that.
Swipe them away. You know why? Because you caught in your feelings. You soft. You don't know how to get up and get in a huddle and say, hey, yo, tighten up. Let's get this. No. You're soft. And that's all I see from him right now. Maybe there is another side of Shedeur. I just haven't seen it. And
I always wonder why quarterbacks do that. Like when the offensive lineman messing up, nah, don't shake my hand and help me up.
But it's not them. It's you too. It's you. He overthrown Jimmy Horn too. Let's not forget that, because that was 6.
Nah.
So if you be mad at yourself, just like and you can't afford to do stuff like that when you are the leader, when you are the quarterback. Even if you feel that, you can't afford to piss guys off. You got to hold them together. You got to be the one to rally everyone together.
You gotta see the pain sometimes. I think the offensive line gotta see that.
You gotta man up.
Nah, sometimes they gotta see. They got it like what's his name? Cap. And what's that movie? Willie Beeman. You gotta see him get hurt. Yeah, to
I knew
move
you
the
ain't watching Any
team,
Given
right?
Sunday.
Any given Sunday, you got to see you got to see something like that to happen to the team, and it really moves the team in the right direction. O line got to see Shador limping, and then they go to help him up. Hey, yo, hey, you good? Get your hands off me, yo. Blocked,
If
dog.
you think that's the healthy way to handle
Blocked.
things, then okay.
No, I'm just saying. At some point, you helped me up last time, and you helped me up all last 6 games.
But that's the problem. Why are we putting all the blame on the offensive line? They're not all to blame.
Nah.
That game,
okay.
Last game, it was
8
on
out
him
of 10
too.
is the O-line, man. 8 out of 10 is the O-line.
Did Caleb Williams put all the blame on his offensive line? Because he was getting chased down too. And you know what he did? He made plays.
That's sometimes. That's not every.
Exactly.
Listen.
And you're just making my point more and more. Because it's not always butterflies and rainbows. You got to get back up and you got to get to the next play. And you got to make something happen.
But Shador is the most pressured quarterback in the FBS.
So
that's a scale.
So what?
That's a big scale.
So what? So what? You got to perform. When you get to the league, you may be pressured. CJ Stroud right now, he's put in a position where he's not supposed to succeed. But he's balling. He's balling. He's going next play. I got to make something happen. Oh, it didn't work these plays. Next play, I got to make something happen. What type of quarterback is Shador? Because I don't see the dog. I don't see the leader. I see soft. I see a talented softy right now. That's what I see. A talented softy.
What does Shador have on his jersey? A L or a D?
A L.
L.
Okay. Yeah, definitely take that off. I've never seen Shador as a leader, honestly. I've never seen it. You know, he's definitely not a vocal leader. All right. He may lead by like example, but even then, that only goes but so far. You know, anybody can play good and they still not be a leader. You know, a leader is something different. So just to reply to TP Way, I'm gonna give you a little pushback. Now, I agree with you a little bit when it comes to him being mentally soft. I understand that. He does have BA tendencies, and we know what BA mean. But I can't say that he's soft physically.
I don't think he's necessarily soft physically. I don't think that.
Okay, because that's what you was really insinuating. And you were saying like
I think that it's more mentally when it comes to him. Okay. I can't say that it's physically. If anything, I think physically he's gifted. He's talented. I think physically he's ready physically. I think my problems with him is all mentally.
Okay.
It's all mentally. Yeah.
Okay. So even when you was speaking on like you gotta perform when you're hurt, you gotta perform, you gotta show us something. I'll say this: first half, he didn't show up at all. He didn't show up at all. Neither did his line. But we just sticking to Shador right now. No, he didn't show up. He didn't show me anything. He made a lot of mental and mediocre errors as well. All right. So I will say that. Even when it comes to just throwing the ball down the field, let the ball fly past 15 yards. I'm not talking about throw a screen and let them run for 15 yards. No, I'm talking about let the ball fly past 15 yards. He wasn't even taking any chances really during that first half. He only started towards the second half. And this is one BA tendency that stood out to me was during his press conference. They were asking, you know, what started to click in the second half to where you guys finally started moving the ball. And he literally said
nothing.
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, something like that. But he was like, I got mad. He literally said, I got mad.
So that just proves my point, right? I didn't
Yeah.
even hear that. I didn't even
Yeah.
hear that one.
Yeah. He said I got mad, and he was like, I had to do something out there, and I know that I'm the best player on the field. So because I got mad, I started making plays. Now, of course, that's paraphrasing, but the biggest thing was he said, I actually got mad.
Hold
I
on,
got
Biz.
mad.
Hold on, Biz. What you have to say to that?
I think that we have to really push back the layers and see what he's saying.
All right, let's mute him. Let's go ahead and mute him. Let's go ahead and mute him. Let's go ahead and mute him.
I love it. I love it, P-Way. I love it.
You know, I think that was deep. I think that was a deep quote. Mr. Showtime was basically saying, look, if y'all want me to do this, I need some protection.
The same way when I said it, y'all reaction to it was the exact same reaction that I had. Like, first of all, that's not even the correct answer to say during the press conference.
Yeah, I know he's mentored by Brady, whatever. I know Brady's like, yo, don't ever say that again.
Yeah, that didn't help the situation. But then again, you know, if that's him, like, he's flashy, he talks a lot, he's just like his father, you know. So take it or leave it. You just gonna have to ride with that. You feel me? If that's you, then I'm not mad at you saying that, because I expect you to say something like that. Mm-hmm. It may be a BA tendency to certain people, but I expect him to say something like that. So that's cool. All right. But when it comes to him performing, though, he did step up. He went in the locker room, got an injection, came back out, and you actually saw he was a little, you know, he was a little more bouncy out there. Yeah. He was a little more ready out there, and he definitely made some more plays. He started getting into the rhythm of throwing, you know, in the flow of the game a little more. Things started to slow down for him, so I'll give him that. And I respect that from him. I respect it. So I never want to take that away from him. All right. And that was one of my points last game as well, where I said he was taking the beating, but he kept getting up. So I respect that. Another thing was when he was too jittery in the pocket. And I'll give him credit because he's the most rushed quarterback in the nation, that you could already subconsciously just be afraid. It's almost like you're trained now to look for whoever's behind you, because
you got a disorder now. Yeah.
Exactly. So there was a lot of plays that he made to where it's like, bro, you either gonna run forward, step in the pocket, or throw the ball away. But all of that you doing and all jittery, that's why half the time when he was overthrowing cats, it was because his feet wasn't set, because he just too jittery. Like, you know, calm down in the pocket. I understand you don't want to get hit, your knee hurt, everything. Like, I understand that. But sometimes you overdo it, and it goes from you getting 2 first downs and finally getting to the middle of the field to 3rd and 18.
Negative, yeah.
And listen, I hate to compare. I hate to keep comparing Caleb Williams to Shedeur, but it's just their games are similar. And the thing is, when I watch both,
I disagree. But
yeah, I didn't get that one.
I disagree.
Okay, when I watch both of them, I think that you see a difference. So, for example, when Caleb Williams scrambles out of pocket, the first thing that I think in my head is he's about to make something happen. Like, somebody's about to get open downfield, and he's about to make something happen. They messed up by letting him get out of pocket. When Shedeur gets out of pocket, I think instantly, like, his ability to make plays, you know, on the run is inconsistently scary. Like, he does things sometimes, and I'll just be like, what was that?
That's a great point. That's a great point.
So that's just what I mean by just like, I just, they talk about watching film and things like that, and I just don't get how that is not something that is corrected by now. I don't understand that at all. We shouldn't still be talking about throwing the ball out of bounds. We shouldn't be talking about ball security right now. We shouldn't be talking about holding on to the ball too long and hurting your team and by taking sacks that you don't need to take. So
In his defense, what is the OC doing to help his situation?
And that's a great point, because I actually heard the commentators, which was sad, were basically coaching Colorado while they were watching the game.
Right.
And he was telling them, why aren't they keeping a running back there to help block, to chip these DNs or do something? Because it makes zero sense.
They literally had 5 wide receivers out there, not one tight end on the line,
right,
the whole game. How do you not have one tight end going the entire game?
They can chip and then run a route. At least chip.
At least.
Know what I mean?
The only way I could see that is if they are relying on Shedeur to make plays with his feet. That's the only thing that would make sense to me, because what that does is you put a tight end in there. You just bring in an extra man to kind of contain Shedeur. You remove a tight end, you kind of giving him more the ability to beat those linemen out to make a play, whether it's a first down or just extra yardage in general. So I mean, it's not you're right. It's not translating. That's not what's happening. So I mean,
and the biggest difference between Shedeur and Caleb is the run. Like Shedeur is by no means a scrambler. By no means. That's literally, if necessary, last minute.
But has the ability to. That's the frustrating part.
Let's see. Let's throw away the Caleb and Shedeur.
But you also forgot about him being hurt. You also forgot about him being hurt last game as well. You could tell in that first half that he could barely get out. Like, he could barely move his feet. You know, when he was running, he was extra slow. He's already slow. But when he was running last game, he was extra slow. It was like, bruh, what? Just throw the ball away. Why you even run it? Just throw the ball away, King. So he has a lot of flaws in his game that actually got exposed big time yesterday. I'm looking for adjustments. I'm looking for adjustments from the whole team, staff to the players. You got so many weapons on offense. Get the ball in their hands. Why wait till the second half to get mad? What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Weaver is I think they said he was third in receptions in the conference.
Yeah, I can't comprehend. I don't understand that.
Omarion Miller, is that his name? The wide receiver, Omarion Miller?
Yeah.
Omarion Miller had 196 yards versus USC and only 2 completed passes since then. Wow. How does that work? Travis Hunter had 8 receptions for 98 yards. 6 of those receptions was in the second half.
And that goes back to the point I made weeks back. When you have no O-line, you can't create an offensive identity. Because one thing we learned from I think the first thing we learned is a football game is won in the trenches. A football game at the end of the day is won in the trenches.
Correct.
And they're going to the war. They're going in war with no trenches. So what's he supposed to do? You can't run. You can't pass the ball because they can't block. You can't run the ball because they can't block. So you really have no offense. And I'm going through that now I'm a Carolina Panther fan. And I'm literally watching the same exact thing between Colorado.
Well, I'm going to agree to disagree on that one, because they can pass. They can pass. They've shown that. They've shown that they can do something in the passing game. There's a reason why we believe this is one of the best receiving corps in the conference right now.
They can.
And they averaged 400 yards passing before this game. But go ahead, continue.
Right. I know. I'm just saying. I think they can pass, but they just gotta get on the same page. They gotta just be better. Simple as that. They gotta be better.
It's
But
like, yeah, they can't pass, but how long is that going to sustain when a quarterback is getting hit? He's
listen,
probably at like 115 times, and stuff like that's way too much.
listen. What you do is right now. This is your identity. You do. I like the idea of having some of these screen passes going out to Travis Hunter, Dylan Edwards, J.C. Horn. The thing is, you have to
Jimmy
just sprinkle Jimmy Horn. I'm sorry, Jimmy Horn. You just have to sprinkle that game into crossing routes and then shots down the field. You have to keep your defense honest. So with that, you have the talent for that type of game. You have the talent we've seen it. You have the talent to create that identity. The problem is they're not coached well. The problem is they're not performing as good as they can. And ultimately, they just have to be better. That's it. They just have to be better. And right now, the momentum is not with them. Right now, they're just declining, man. They
Yeah,
just
their hearts was
terribly,
taken.
man.
Their hearts
Yeah,
are taken.
and I wanted to
Yeah.
touch on that a little bit. To piggyback off of what you said, I think they bringing knives to a gunfight. When I look at them versus everybody, and we touched on this before the season even started, there were some visuals, some photos taken way early when they were in camp, and it basically showed how small they were, statue wise. And every team they play against so far, the receivers are bigger, the line is bigger, the linebackers the complete team. They're a small team.
We're not gonna use that as an excuse. You know
What I'm
why?
saying,
You know
what
why?
I'm saying is we're in year one of the process, and I think we're seeing that.
No, we're not going to go with that because we have our coach Sanders, who say that that's what he wanted and that he doesn't see what everybody sees when it comes to
Now,
size.
to touch on that, the pressure, and that's what I wanted to kind of get into. I'm now starting to see all that media attention and that energy affect the team. It's now playing a toll on the players. All that attention and the notoriety and all that, you know what I'm saying, that they got national, all the press, it's really, you can see it in Coach Prime's words. Definitely the way he's approaching the media.
Yeah.
And literally going out to the media and saying, yeah, take the trash the whole line. Like that's crazy. That's crazy to say in the middle of a season.
Yeah. It is. That light that shined on them right now.
Right.
It was all good, but they knew that coming into it though.
Yeah,
they knew that.
yeah.
They saw how much Sean, Coach Prime got, and that's partly the reason why they wanted to go there in the first place.
Yeah, difference is seeing it and being in it.
Of course.
And I think a lot of these young players are feeling that pressure, and you could just see the different energy around the team.
Let me ask you this: what I want to hear y'all's opinions. Let's say hypothetically, you're Coach Sanders right now, and you're going to sit down with that recruit. What is your pitch?
Oh shoot! I'm prime time. What you mean? What's my pitch?
Is that all you? Telling? That's all you?
Well,
got
I'm
right
leading
now?
with that. That's going to be my number one. And as far as marketability, and as far as getting you to the next level, and as far as having the connections to get you to the next level, and all that stuff. Because at the end of the day, this is what the players want to hear.
All right, now you going. All right.
At the end of the day, if you send down, the players want to hear what you got from me when I go to the school, and I'm trying to get to the league. Most players that he's trying to go after, that's what they want to know.
What resume says that?
Well, hold on.
What resume says that he could take players to the league?
He's gonna go into the
Because
closet.
we haven't seen that from him.
And grab a golden jacket that says that. What you mean?
That doesn't say that. That says that's who you
That's
are.
crazy.
That says that's who you are. But what about his
Exactly.
resume says that he takes players and he gets them into the league?
No, I'm not saying that, but you got to go into the mind of a recruit, right? That's you saying that. You gotta
I'm
go
a
to
parent that's
mind.
telling my son that. He says that all the time, and we haven't seen that.
Well,
from
that's
him yet.
you. You ain't the average parent that these players gonna have. What I'm saying is, you want to put that information out there. I'm telling you, asked me what was his best, you know what I'm saying, speech to give out. I would
And
leave with that.
And I'm playing the parent role, and I'm sitting down with you in this meeting, and I'm looking, and he says that to my son, and I'm like, no,
Who you put in the league?
who you put in the league? You sat down at JSU.
And then I'm gonna look
I
at
don't
them
see
and say,
anybody in the league right
I'm
now.
gonna look at you and say, we come.
Oh, I'm gonna say, Coach Sanders, nice meeting you. It's been an honor. Can you sign this Atlanta jersey? And I'll get with you.
We coming.
I'll get with you. And while you out, you gonna go ahead and see Alabama's coach, Nick Saban, walk right up in here.
Right on.
Yeah, and sit down. Yeah. You got.
That's a good point.
You got that, but then you can also look at he can speak to what's coming in. I'm pretty sure they have some type of, they have the numbers, the views on all these games this year, so they can really put out, look how many odds we got. So you think the scouts not coming? Oh, the scouts is coming. So, and I know you with the NIL now, it's a new age. Everybody needs to market themselves and make more money. You're gonna get the most money here. You're gonna get look at the facility. Look what Colorado has become. Our season wasn't that great, but look what we got coming in. He probably knows, hey, listen, we got this dude transferring. It's a whole different program. You want to be a part of that? Right? You want to make history. Because when they write about this story, do you want to be in the documentary or not? Because we come.
I will say too, those eyes do translate into going to the league. Now, of course, when it comes to JSU, they really didn't have anybody that was ready to go to the league regardless. So that's why he hasn't put in anybody in the league. Now, when it comes to Colorado,
I disagree, but go ahead.
Well, who do you think was good enough to go to the league from JSU?
I wish I would remember his name, but y'all gonna know who I'm talking about. But the linebacker,
Aubrey Miller.
He did. I think got cut. He went to a training camp.
Yeah, he got cut by the Dolphins. That's on Aubrey. That has nothing to do with Coach Prom. Nothing to do with Coach Prom. That's on Aubrey. He got cut. Coach Prom can't go out there and play for him. All right. He did great at JSU. Let's not get it twisted. But
guess what? Quiet as kept. His own son might not make it to the league.
That's
which
true.
one? Shador?
No.
Yeah, Shador good.
Shiloh.
Oh, okay. Well, his other son didn't make it to the league. Hey, a lot of sons don't make it to the league. That don't got nothing to do.
You can't get your own son in.
Don't
come and sit down in my living room. Don't come sit down in my living room and tell me what you can do for me.
This guy.
Nah, that was a reach.
That was a reach.
That was crazy. Yeah, that's wild.
I'm telling you.
That was a reach.
That was wild.
You better hope Shador can. You better hope Shador find his way in.
Nah. Yeah, Shador gonna find his way in.
I got to read up on it, but I think Shiloh may have one more year because of that COVID situation, which is crazy. I think he's one of those situations. You know how some college players be playing till like they 25? I think he's in that same boat to where he can come back one more year because he redshirted when he went to South Carolina.
Right.
So I think he's in that situation.
So listen, before we get up out of here, I just want to check temperatures. I just want to see where y'all are at. Are y'all still on the side of this season not being a letdown?
I'm still on the side of this season being a success. I still think it's successful.
Okay.
Hold on, let me look at my notes. Let me go right here and look. So we have Oregon State, we have Arizona, Washington State, and Utah next.
Right. they're losing at least two of those games at
Did
least.
Arizona just beat UCLA?
Yup, and Arizona is officially ranked number 23. Yo, they can't catch a break.
Oh man,
The craziest conference. They probably had the
yeah.
toughest schedule in the entire NCAA.
I don't want to hear
didn't
that shit, man. They supposed to be. They was ranked at one point.
Yeah,
they
which
was.
that was a stretch. I'm not gonna lie. They
That was
bugged out
crazy.
making
They
them
did.
ranked. They
That's-
did that strictly for views. Yeah,
That's money.
yeah, that's all
Money
that was.
talks.
We know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That was a money move. But
I'm
go ahead, Pete.
I would like one more win. One more win.
One
I just need one,
more
I
is
just
gonna be
need
like, all
one.
right, that's a success.
and it's a success for the year. It is a success. They were 1-11 last year.
Oh,
No. Okay,
God.
you're right. I'm teasing. I'm doing a lot. All right, look. One more win, and the reason why I say that because I'm talking about the change and what we want next year for the players and the people that's coming in. Let's get 5 wins. Let's get another one. Let's just get another one.
Oh, so next year 5 wins will do it for y'all?
No. I'm saying let's get one this year so we can say we went from 1-11.
5.
Yeah.
All right, so this year we
to
get 5, and then
6.
what's next year supposed to be?
To 5 and 6, and then next year I would like to see a 7-3, a 8-2 type of year,
And then the year after that,
and then we should be talking in 2 to 3. We should be talking turkey,
Playoff.
talking turkey. Yeah.
All right, but TP. Let's be I don't want to say let's empathize, but let's just be real right now. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama. Hold on. Let me do this real quick. Alabama schedule, right? Alabama schedule. You know who Alabama plays next in 2 weeks?
who's that?
Chattanooga. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They play Chattanooga. They also played Middle
Auburn.
Tennessee. They also played Middle Tennessee as their first game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they played Middle Tennessee. They played Chattanooga. Okay.
Yeah, but
Now-
I know we're not talking about strength of schedule though.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
All
saying, Colorado didn't get not one cupcake team on their schedule. Not one.
Okay.
Not
All
one.
right, but let's be honest. Colorado is not seeing a Texas. They're not seeing a Tennessee. They're not seeing a LSU.
They're not saying the top 25. I got that. I got that.
No, but
No, I
I'm
get
just saying,
I get
those
what
are
you're
monsters.
saying. I get what you're saying, but I'm not, that's not my argument. That's not my argument. If you place them in the SEC, do they have to be in the SEC to get one cupcake team? To get one tune-up game? Why? They literally played 8-9 top 25 teams
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the ranking
out of 12 games. This is ridiculous. And you expect them to win 8 games in their first year with the roster that they got? Come on, let's be real. Let's be real here.
I
all
always
right?
say, man, when it comes to college football, you can't let the rankings trick you either, because the rankings could be misleading.
No,
They really
no,
can.
no.
They
Maybe
really
early
can.
in the season,
Now,
but not later in the season. The records explain
Yeah,
how
that's
good
it.
you are.
Right.
Yeah,
that's
the
it.
records explain that, not your ranking, your record. And even then, sometimes your record don't even explain that because Clemson is good. And they're 5-4. So, that's all. That's the only point that I'm trying to make is let's be realists about this situation. They got the toughest one of the toughest schedules in the nation for a first year
I
coach.
don't agree with that. I don't see how this is one of the toughest schedules in the nation. I just don't see it.
It's
They're
right
not
in
look.
your face.
They're
Oh,
not
wow.
looking at the dogs. They're not playing the dogs. They're not.
They're
And
playing dogs. Yes, they are. They're playing dogs.
they may be playing dogs, but they're not playing the dogs, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
They're not playing the dogs.
Jay, in the
Okay.
Pac-12, you're looking at 1, 2, 3. You already got 6 ranked teams right now. They just lost to UCLA, Utah, Oregon State, USC, Oregon, Washington, all in the top 25.
Mm,
Washington State was in the top 25 in the beginning of the year.
mm.
Arizona is
So
now
was
in the top
TCU.
25.
Yep.
So was TCU.
Yep.
So it's like the
So was
Pac-12 is
UCLA.
crazy. Yeah. Right. So
Yeah.
it was UCLA. They 19. So the Pac-12 was crazy this year. I actually agree with that.
Ridiculous. But listen, man. Any closing remarks? Any closing remarks before I wrap this up? Because y'all got me sweating over here. I'm going. I'm real passionate about my boys right now, man. Go. Anybody want to start closing remarks?
My closing remarks is this. Unfortunately, I've been right about this season and where they are at.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, because I would like to see these guys win. They're selling We're Coming t-shirts for 50% off right now. By the end of the season, they're gonna be free.
Oh,
Go
Never.
cop them now. Go cop them now. Next season, Coach Sanders is gonna do what he does. He's gonna come up with another slogan, and he's gonna throw that on a t-shirt. And maybe we'll have better luck next season. But as far as this season, it is officially a wrap for me. For me to even think about, I'm talking about think. For me to even think about this not being a disappointment of a season, they're going to have to win the rest of these games, all 3 of them. And that's not happening. And I mean, let's just go ahead and wrap it up and throw in the towel. Disappointment. All that noise for absolutely nothing. All of that noise. All of that noise. And I'm talking about worldwide, just all over the place. You cheesing in front of these cameras. We coming. Shaking up the whole NCAA. Playing a Jedi mind trick on the world. Wasting these celebrities' time. Penciling them in to schedule on these big games early in the season.
It's recruiting.
Just for you to be this.
Yep.
Don't let's Matter of fact, We Coming t-shirts are free right now. Let's that's that. I'm done.
Yeah, because I'm tired of hearing this mouth right now, yo.
Right.
Please.
For me, let's Colorado, Buff Nation, Sko Buffs. Let's win 2 more. Let's win 2 more. Let's go 6-6. Let's do that. Let's go. Let's go 6-6. All right. We believe. We still with you. Let's go 6-6. Let's tie it up. Get 500 and get to a bowl game. Let's do that.
All right. I believe as well. You finished, Pete? You got anything?
Yeah,
else
that's it. That's all I got.
All right. So I believe
I feel bad
that whole 6 games getting to a bowl game is definitely going to be tough. I will say though that I feel a win next week. I know I said that last week. But if Colorado comes out and plays like they did in the second half, they're blowing Arizona out. They're blowing, and because they were able to play like that, it still shows that they have that ability.
If Allen Iverson was 7 feet, he'd be the best player to ever play the game.
Okay. I see what we're doing here. But that's my opinion. I feel like they're gonna come out victorious. They had enough triumph, enough trials during this season. I feel like they had enough. Shador's mad. All right. Shador's, man. And with that being said, we are balling on another level. I want to thank all of our supporters, all of our subscribers. Please, we love to continue to connect with our community. So comment, like, share, subscribe. All right. We will be back right after that next game with another post game show. All right, just like we never left. We're gonna have some more content rolling in soon. So just tap that bell, right? That bell notifies you guys whenever we drop something. So make sure y'all stay in tune. And TP Way, P Way, on behalf of all of us here, Bowling on Another Level, we out. Peace.
Yeah, peace.